This is a fun episode. I got to fly over to Montreal for this one, and I met up with some friends from Stoger, from the Breda Group, and of course with Nanuk. Nanuk, the company that makes those hard plastic heavy-duty cases that you see first responders, police, fire, ambulance, military using, and it's becoming more and more popular in the outdoor field, hunters, fishers, and I know that we all have options as to where we spend our money, and the marketplace is getting bigger and bigger. So for me, it's not just the product that I'm interested in. I want to know about the company culture. I want to know about the people behind it. I want to know how they support their customers. And that was a big reason why I flew over to Montreal, went to the Nanuk factory to record this episode. In conjunction with this podcast, we're also doing a giveaway. Silvercore Outdoors and Nanuk is doing a giveaway, full details of which you can see on social media. And if you're a Silvercore Club member, for this giveaway, you're automatically entered into the draw. That's on top of the insurance that's included with the membership, the free online courses, the deep discounts with all of our brand partners, and the new Outpost podcast, which is a members-only exclusive podcast that comes out once a week. It's digestible, it's personal, and it contains information that our members can use not only out in the field, but also practical tips and information that they can apply to their own lives. All for the low price of $59 a year. To learn more about the Silvercore Club, check out silvercore.ca. Now, without further ado, let's get on with this podcast. I'm joined today by somebody who's helped shape how trusted brands connect with real people. From hockey gear to global campaigns, to the protective cases many of us rely on in the field. He's a marketing leader with deep experience across industries, and now he's bringing that to Nanuk, makers of Canadian-built cases trusted by hunters, shooters, first responders, and outdoor professionals. We'll talk leadership, mindset, and what it takes to build something that actually lasts in a world of disposable everything. Welcome to the Silvercore Podcast, Charles Benoit.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, this is awesome. So first, I guess I got to start off by saying thank you. In the last year, I've been to Nova Scotia, Toronto, Texas, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, Iceland, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Estonia. And with me, like you look around this room that we got here, we got lights, we got cameras, expensive kit, and none of it has broken on any of those trips. And I've carried it all in my Nanuk backpack and my accessories and a Nanuk hard case that, I got off the plane in Finland, and my very well-known maker of luggage, I'm not going to name the name, was absolutely destroyed, and out right beside it comes this Nanuk case that doesn't even look like it's got a scratch on it. Like, it was just destroyed. So thank you for allowing me to be able to do what I do by working at a company that provides cases like you do.
Happy to hear we can contribute how we can, right? Yeah. That's what we try to do, is protect folks' valuables. So
I love Nanuk cases, use them for a long time, and I kind of want to get a little bit more insight into you and some of the people and the company culture here.
Grew up, French Canadian in Montreal, played hockey and skied all my life. Then moved to Whistler for a couple of years as a ski bum. Came back, school, started in advertising, and then I jumped to CCM hockey for about 10 years, where I managed the product side, product management side. There, I had a chance to work with their athletes, both men and women. When I talk about the importance of product feedback, I really got a good grip of that when it comes to hockey, right?
I guess so.
People are so personal with their skates and their helmets and gloves, and getting that pulse from an industry hockey that's very conservative. Folks that are very are not willing to change their gear. You have the best hockey players in the world today that still wear their Pee-wee gear, right? Which is unheard of.
Superstition, right?
Superstition, but also just comfort and fit, and you don't want to change those habits, right?
If it works, why change it?
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's hard to prove the added gain that a new skate will have, or a new stick, right? You'll never see Lewis Hamilton drive an F2 just because it feels good, right?
Right.
It's just less of a linear sport where performance is harder to correlate with product. So really hard to convince pro athletes, even the best in the world, to change their gear. So,
But there is a psychological aspect to it. They call, I'm sure you've heard of the Nike effect. You wear Nikes, you can run faster, you can jump higher, right?
there is, yeah.
Right. So I just got to be like that in the hockey world, where
Yeah.
there's a psychological. Okay, I got to be able to skate faster, or I'll be better hydrated because I got this drink, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So you work for CCM, and if I'm not mistaken, CCM was Canadian Cycle Motor back in the late 1800s when they first started out, right?
Good one. Yeah, 100%.
They weren't a hockey company. That wasn't what they did, but
Yeah.
they took a look at what was out there in the market and what people needed, and they pivoted.
Yeah.
And you guys have gone from, I don't even remember the first name, started with an R, but back.
Resinol.
Resinol, that's right.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Resinol to plastic case to
Correct.
Nanuk. And
Yeah.
as you're moving and pivoting to what market demand is, you're bringing in some innovations that we were providing feedback just this morning. And I know I've provided feedback before, and I've watched these things actually be implemented on your cases.
Yeah.
How are you guys finding that pivoting, and how are and where are you moving with it?
Yeah. I mean, a quick step back, as you point out, originally we were very much a commercial company. Our founder, about 40 years ago, built these small cases for documents, papers, when paper was still
Right,
a thing,
yeah.
right? And people
Oh,
carrying
I
it out.
love paper.
Yeah. But I mean, it was more of a way of doing business. So we had these small cases, also some industrial, maybe tooling purposes, but really small case, something that we know today. And then about 10 years ago, that same founder set a vision to build the best hard case in the world. So designed from scratch with a team that's still here today to design the current Nanuk look and feel. And then the origin of the company was still very B2B, commercial, industrial. We're really present in the medical EMS field, defense, law enforcement, right? So that was the foundation, the core of the company. I mean, as again you point out, our products are waterproof, crush-proof, and withstand any kind of environment. But then, as we grew as a company, we were starting to see some demand on the more consumer side. We had a really strong presence, firstly in the photo world, right? You can imagine
Sure, yeah.
cameras and drones, and people want to protect their valuable equipment in that field. So Nanuk was an easy choice. So we started making some more retail-friendly products, and as that grew, we got attention of the outdoor world, where folks that are hunters and fishers and outdoor people were asking, "Hey, can we have this case?" But really to our usage, right? So that's where we got some feedback as to sure, and what can we do? So we grew our size range. We're at 40 plus sizes now, and ultimately catering different types of verticals. So photo for sure, and now outdoor hunting and fishing. We have our double rifle. We're launching a sneak peek here that we have today. A single rifle case that's coming up.
At that. That solves a problem that I've been looking at for a while too.
Yeah.
I mean, the weight on that is fantastic.
Yeah, we always think, consumers first, of course. We're all about performance, innovations in our blood. But again, it's seeing what the demand is, what the use could be for a product like that. Single rifle, double rifle. Last year we had our bow case as well. That was a big demand
popular
from our community. Our sales team was asking for it. We built one, sold out in a few months. So it just really is kind of going where consumers is.
Yeah.
And the demand has been ramping up, as you say. So right now our vision is to become a much more prominent brand in the consumer space. Strong presence in photo, and now really a booming in the outdoor world.
So, as I came into the building, and I look, you got a few buildings here, rather large operation, and I came into the wrong place. And I went to the front door, and a gentleman comes in behind us and greets us in French. Of course, I tried my best and failed miserably at my French, but I'm Jose, and nice to meet you. Here, let me take you around the corner. So I'm talking with him a little bit. I guess he's the CEO of Nanuk, and since 2018 when he came in, you guys have tripled in
Correct.
size.
Yeah. So we were purchased by private equity in 2018. Jose, who you met today, came on board and really tripled our business, team, infrastructure, our operation side, marketing, sales. We also have an office in Europe that covers all of our European distribution.
We're currently no tariffs.
No, not for Europe. I mean, that obviously right now is a very muddy situation that we're trying to navigate through. But the fact that we're actually manufactured here in Canada does help this, tremendously. something we're proud of from a business standpoint. Obviously, employing folks here in our own backyard, but also from a quality standpoint, obviously tells a lot.
Spending time in Whistler, growing up in the hockey and the team environment, how did all of that shape your values?
Yeah, team sports as a kid, hockey, played football as well.
Okay.
Yeah, hard to tell with my slim shape. I was a wide receiver and tight end. Love football, love the team culture aspect of it. And that definitely, did shape my values in some way. I probably subconsciously replicate some of those patterns that I've developed in team sports
Okay.
into work for sure. The leadership aspect, the vision aspect, the importance of a team as a whole, and not necessarily having one or two or three players driving it all, right? So all these small nuggets kind of, I think, are important for us. I'm a big family guy as well. I do have, 2 young daughters that like to think or say that they keep me young but give me gray hair.
That's going to change things.
Yeah.
And their ages?
Yeah, 6 and 3.
6 and 3. So
for sure, it's I have the way that we with my wife try to live our life. We have these 4 buckets.
Okay.
It's yourself. It's your relationship with your partner.
Yes.
It's work and it's family. So
is that in order?
No, well,
okay.
I mean, and then the way that we see it, these 4 buckets. So just So me could be time for sports or beer with friends or whatever it is.
Sure.
Time with your partner, your spouse, work, and then and family. And the intent is to always have pour some time into that. In a perfect world, that's perfectly balanced, right? Those 4 buckets. The amount of time you'll spend, of course, is different. You're not going to spend 40 hours a week training. You'll spend those 40 hours at work. But the intent is to have a cautious action each week, each month into those 4 buckets, so you have that equilibrium, right? You might have a month of work that's intense. Don't make that 12 months, right? You might be training for an event, or you might go on a hunting trip. It's more of your time, less with the family. But as long as at one point it balances out and there's some sort of equilibrium throughout a year, for example, is a way that we try to have at home, that kind of checkpoint.
How often do you check back on that? Do you
I probably not as much as I would hope so, but it's still a fluid, ongoing thought that I have and that my partner has, and then sometimes maybe I get caught up into too much work and get a reality check. Hey, watch out! Those the bucket balance is becoming a bit off. So, and I think it makes you. When you have a decent balance, it makes you, I think, a better person in each of those buckets. Doesn't mean that you spend too much time at work that you'll be a better employee or a better leader, right? I know for a fact that if I don't train or play outside, every now and then, I get in a weird head spin, when it comes to work. So I know that I have to spend the time on my bike or on my skis or playing outside to perform even better at work. So
I think that's a really valuable thing for people to recognize. I know when I first had kids, my thinking was, I'm going to live hard, I'm going to work hard, and then when I have kids, that's my new priority. And those buckets were very compartmentalized.
Right.
And I'm going to make sure I go and do lots of fun things. When it comes time for kids, they get 110% of my attention. And I lived that way for a while, and I realized what a disservice I'm doing to my kids by giving them 110% of attention as I work on through, because I'm not providing them the best me while I'm giving them all of that attention, and nor am I providing them the best environment if they're getting all that attention. So having that equilibrium and that balance, I think, is something that is important for people to have somewhere on their mind. It's like the I don't know if you heard of Hard 75 or Hard 90. They got this like workout routine where you got to do certain things every single day. And I look at it and I think the biggest value to that is every single day you're thinking, okay, how much water am I consuming? How much sleep am I getting? Am I reading? Am I exercising? What's my food intake look like? And all those little steps on the daily affect the macro.
Right.
And rather than, because I've always, it's no secret, talked about it before, growing up with ADHD and the rest, I can hyper fixate on certain things, and then switching tasks is always a little bit difficult. Like I can work, and then I'm not getting outside. And the second I get outside, that's all I'm doing. And I don't want to be back at work again, right? And so I think that's a wise thing, what you and your wife and your family are doing, where you got those daily check-ins and reminders.
Yeah. And I'm similar pattern as you you deep into work and then forget about everything else.
Right.
Or I can go on a trip for a month, and then that
work won't work.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's and then there's ways also to integrate. I mean, we got our kids into mountain biking and skiing because I can go for a ride and my kids are down at the pump track, right? So
you're kind of doing your own thing, and you're kind of doing the family thing.
There's ways also, I think, to mix it up, right? It doesn't have to be very compartmented, right? And we felt I grew up playing hockey, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, if my daughters want to play hockey, obviously, more than happy to turn them on. But happens that if we do skiing and mountain biking, it's something we can all do together. So it is pretty cool. And going on mountain biking trips or skiing trips, as opposed to being in the rink. Although I did it, I loved it. What hockey's done for me was great, but it's tougher on the family, of course. So fortunate for sports that are more lenient that way.
Yeah, from what I've seen, a hockey family is a hockey family. Everyone's like all into it.
Yeah, committed. Yeah,
right. And basically, the role of the parent is to get up early, get out to the rink, sit out there, wait, come back, and it's really focused. Like it's a bit of a disservice to the parent now, and there's a lot of attention for the child and. The way that I've seen it set up anyways, it could be hard to have that balance.
It is, yeah. And sometimes, there's no right or wrong formula here, right? I think you can find, your way through hockey, for example, but as long as you're cautious of that and you realize that, I think, that's still fine, right? I think we're fortunate to have some disciplines, sports that make it more easier on the family. And I think it just helps the overall mix. To have to be more so the weekend I can go skiing, and then my Monday at work is not as tough.
What role does the outdoors play with you? And if you have ever had any experiences that have really left a mark on you?
Yeah, tons. I mean, I grew up with my parents encouraged me to play outside. We used to go camping tons when I was a kid. We had still have summer cottage at the lake and I want to recreate that with my kids in some way because it's I don't know if it's taught me, but I think it's just more of a mindset to enjoy the outdoors and help bring some balance in your life. We live in the city, so we will go out on the weekends or summer out in the woods. I think for me is crucial. And then whether it even doesn't have to be skiing all the time or mountain biking, even just kind of getting out in the wild, makes me a more sound human.
Yeah, I know I need it, and I learned that at a young age. I was 19 years old traveling through Europe, and I was like, oh, this is neat. I'm in London, and then I'm in Paris, and then I'm in Brussels and Amsterdam, and I was like, after a little bit, I was like, what's going on? Like, why do I feel so, like, not right?
Right.
And I needed to escape, and I got out into the Austrian Alps and camped out there for a while, and I was like, all right, I feel a bit more centered. Starved, I figured, I'll catch food. No, I starved for a week, but...
but sorry, but you go through those small events, and I've been in some shaky, rocky outdoor experiences, and I think it kind of helps you push through some small things, and those lessons I think can be valuable later in life. I also, for me, when I move out west in the mountains, I think it also got me way out of a comfort zone. So being in a place where I don't know anybody, it's kind of a different scene, different area, challenged you a lot personally.
Yeah.
So then when those types of events might occur throughout your adulthood, you're more equipped to kind of go through them, right? So living, perhaps like you did as well, traveling and sometimes being far from home and broke and hungry.
Sure, yeah.
I think that that in some way is not a training, but I think it just helps you in your life go through some phases that might be a little harder.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have those reminders because as we live our life and you start growing a family and you're getting deep into business, it can be easy to forget those reminders in the past. And I find the outdoors is a bit of a leveler and a bit of a gut check.
Yeah, big time. And I think then, as a father, you want to kind of take those same values and what you've lived and you think it's best. You want to bring that down to your kids, right? And have them hopefully go through the same positive or sometimes tough experience, but that ultimately help you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I was doing a podcast with Jim Shockey, and he's a well-known Canadian personality in the outdoor hunting world, and he just had a bit of an aside comment or a bit of a throwaway comment, but there was a lot of depth to it, and he was talking about his kids and how he's been very successful in media and in his work and everything he does, and he's been able to provide everything for his kids. And then he's kind of looked to the side a little bit and says, well, maybe I was doing them a disservice by doing this.
Right.
Like, there is a certain amount of challenge that we need to allow our kids to have. And as much as we want to smooth everything over for them, Michael Easter wrote the book, The Comfort Crisis, and how people are getting too comfortable and they have everything they need, and they're depressed, and they're sad, and they're not happy with life. They're unfulfilled.
Yeah, and then add that the whole screen challenge, for a kid. So even for having even myself or my kids to being out in the wild and doing nothing or just contemplating, I think forces you to be a bit more, I'd say grateful, but more cautious of your everyday presence and not being caught in the world of screens and perhaps numbness as you say.
That's where I want AI to kind of kick things up a little bit. I want AI to be able to take over the like when we're done, I'm going to be going through audio editing, video editing, and it plunks you down in front of a screen, right? And if you're putting together spreadsheets, if you're creating I'm waiting for it to be at such a level that it's more reliable than myself to do these things. Not to do all the graphical creation stuff.
Yeah.
It's like people say, like, what I want. Why do I want the machines to do all the creation and the fun stuff? So give me more time doing the dishes, right? I wanted to do the other way around.
Right. No, I think like you see AI as more of a tool, and then maybe it's still being perfected, but agreed. But hopefully that time that you don't do your editing and crunching is more creative, is more playing outside, and hopefully it's not just doing more work, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked it to take a look at yourself and to do a psychological profile?
I think it's a little too scary. I don't know what I would want to see.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean. It's just got such an accurate read, right? I mean, obviously, it has to be fed properly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally haven't gotten to the. I'm sure at one point I will. But
I'm sure you. Yeah. Because I look at it, I'm like, am I either going to shy away from this and have nothing online and nothing in the AI, or I'm just going to double down into this thing? Because sure enough, over a long enough period of time, it's going to be able to market whatever it wants exactly pinpoint to you. How did it know I wanted that, right? In that color and in whatever it might be.
Right.
I mean, it's scary how it could be used very easily to manipulate people.
Oh, for sure.
Such a powerful way.
And that's almost unfortunately a given, right?
It is.
Deepfakes and it's going to come. And sometimes it's folks like you think of the elderly that might not have that read, right? We're seeing now with phone calls where you can mimic your voice. So there's tons of, unfortunately, tools that can be done on the darker side. So that's inevitable. But I mean, we went through that same process over the years when it comes to ways to use technology to decide folks. I do think AI does bring it to another level. We'll have to find some ways to.
I think it's going to make people awfully pessimistic, right, and awfully cautious,
right.
And something comes in, they're like, I'm not too sure yet, right? Not until I see a face to face.
But I was going to say maybe that's in the full circle where folks would perhaps spend less time online, and and back to some human basics of face to face and going for coffee with people, and maybe there's some good out of it where people will take a step back and play more outside or more of the outdoors and less time online. If there's a bit of a cautiousness with the online presence.
I think you might be right, because even if you look at, I think the people's online behavior is going to change, and companies are going to have to find a way to hijack their dopamine or get in front of their eyes, because it used to be, what would they say, if you want to hide a body, you just put it on page 3 of Google because no one goes that far into it, right? But now most people don't even go past the first thing. It's just an AI-generated response. It collates all this different stuff and gives you the best answer that I can come up with, and it's going to get better and better as time goes on.
Yeah.
So if I don't have to go through 1, 2, up to page 3, I guess, of Google to find what I want, now it comes right away, I guess I can get off the computer. And if I'm off the computer, then what am I doing, right? And so from a marketing perspective, I wonder what that means.
Yeah, I think we're there today, but tomorrow, I think, to your point, it'll come quick, right? Just search. I use now. I get the AI from Google and search. So I never navigate down. Never mind page 3.
Right.
So whether you're performing at the very, very top or you're out, so more so than ever. And even back to my career, one thing I love about marketing is that it's that constant evolution, right? There's so much change, which is a cool thing. I think every year, feels like every month there's a new trend now and things to watch out. So I think as marketers, we have to always be on the watch out of these new trends that are evolving and adapting to them to our audience and our brand and what we're trying to offer. But I just think it's definitely a fascinating time to be alive.
Well, people aren't going to be, because I guess they used to track website clicks and flow through and dwell time and all these other things, or they put heat maps up and see where people are looking or whatever. If AI is pulling that from your website and it's not the actual individual going in there, like is that something that you're finding as more and more people are getting their answer in the first bar AI in Google as opposed to spending time going through a website?
No, nothing. It's more that was more personal observation. We haven't. It also probably depends on the product service you're offering. If you're looking for a recipe, maybe that is relevant.
Sure.
Unless you're looking for what fits in the 935 or something really simple, then maybe that's the case.
Well, that would be an interesting one.
But then for us, when you're shopping around, I think there's still, given that we have a product that's been more premium, that folks want to have that full experience, or customer service, for example. So I think we're perhaps less at risk as opposed to a pure commodity product. But to answer your question, we haven't seen any kind of big drop overnight.
Okay.
But I do think there'll be for sure a shift in that regards, where we'll probably get less traffic from search, because folks can get what they need without going to your website, right? So yeah, I do think that there'll definitely be a change there.
Well, you said what fits in your case, and my head goes to the LiDAR that's on your phone and being able to go scan all my different kit and like, what case will I need to fit all this stuff into?
Yeah,
is that something you have thought of?
Yes, for sure. Of course, because one of the biggest questions that we get is that, right? Or we have a really low return rate. We're fortunate enough but sometimes when it's returned, it's folks that didn't really size perfectly their equipment. And the thing is that we covered so much type of gear that it's hard to have kind of if we only did hunting or firearms or only photo, then it'd probably be easier to have those metrics done. But we do try to, and it's more of a verbal. So we have a live chat where folks ask us, "Hey, does this fit in there?" And we try to help them out.
Yeah.
But it would definitely be a cool tool to scan.
Yeah.
Your gear, does it fit in my whatever, or which model does it fit really?
Yeah.
And we can spit that out. So
yeah, either take some gear out or buy this model. This is what you need, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
But now we got with our 40 sizes, we like to think that we kind of cover a large range of all types of equipment. So we definitely have the right product for you, but it's not always down to the wire because the gear can be a little complex.
I had a pack before. I was a popular Canadian YouTuber, photographer, Peter McKinnon.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
You heard of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Big time.
Sure. And he's got this backpack on, and he's, this is a great backpack. And so I go pick it up. I'm like, yeah, it's a good backpack, better than one I was using before. Fits all my camera gear. And this Nanuk one comes up, and I'm like, this isn't going to beat the backpack that I'm using that Peter McKinnon says is a be-all, end-all. And I'm quite used to how the whole thing works. And actually, I viewed it rather skeptically. Same with the organizers. I'm like, who's going to put these organizers inside their cases? And I tell you, they are... Well, number one is brilliant the organizers are brilliant from a marketing and company perspective, but from an end user perspective, I mean, I use them for everything.
Right.
And I can just quickly have all of my kit that I want for a Go kit for a podcast, pop it in a case, protect it, and I go. Or if it's going to be for something else, a completely different soft case, pop it in and go. I don't have to worry about losing things or forgetting things.
Yeah.
And the backpack, which I didn't think, I looked at this, I told my wife, like, I'm going to think, I'll try it out, but I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, first, happy to hear. Thanks for the feedback there. I mean, there's great products out there. We know it's a crowded market, right? So when we do launch a product, we have to make sure it's right, it's well done, and part of our product ethos is protect, organize, and mobilize. So every time we do a new launch for a new product, we have those three vectors in mind. So protect, I think we've got that nailed down with our hard cases, But then the whole organize is also a core of what we do. So the ecosystem that you mentioned, to go from your cubic to your hard case to your backpack, is that optimization, right? So how can you bring innovation in a field that is already pretty crowded?
Yeah.
Right? And have our own Nanuk twist. I mean, our tagline is always find a better way, right?
Oh, I like that.
And then that means that everything we do has to be thought differently. It can't be a me too. We can't just rely on the performance of the case or latches or wheels. It's got to be more than that. So that ecosystem that you mentioned for our bags that can be used from backpack to hard case, but also as accessories, is kind of part of that whole spectrum.
So I'm looking beside me. I see these jumbo wheels on the case now. That's kind of a neat one.
Yeah. Again, feedback from our friends and ambassadors and community. We make great polyethylene wheels that are super smooth, but for folks like you that are in the outdoors in the woods, we've been asked for some time to have bigger wheels. So we've slapped these heavy duty wheels on a 935 and we're looking to expand that offering, obviously at different sizes, but we wanted to have a solution for folks that are more in rugged terrain to have a better balanced hard case. We've built a back plate you can slap on your current 935, or we sell that as a bundle, of course, but the intent here is to continue and grow and find new ways to optimize our ecosystem and always finding a better way to do things.
So for somebody like me who will overpack a case full of rifles and shotguns because we're going off to a course somewhere, and then the wheels are going to be a failure point. And if it's, that's a lot of weight that we'll put inside these things.
And we consider that, right? Obviously, bigger cases, some folks bring some heavier gear, so we got to think of the way people actually use a hard case, right? We can't just test it empty. That's why we have to do our homework and make sure that the end result and the way it's used is really optimized.
Have you heard any stories of people taking them out on adventures?
Tons. We get videos. The classic is people chucking their 925 or their hard case with their drone in it off a 3-story building, and filming it, or putting a GoPro in it, having it flip, and then obviously having their gear come out intact, right? That's the classic. One crazy story that we've heard recently, actually one of our ambassadors, a friend of his, they went on a big fishing trip way deep up north in Quebec. Yeah. And they brought with them 2 elderly folks that they went the same camp for the last 40 years. So this couple went with this elderly folks that are in their late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
But it was all, these folks have been going there forever. And they were actually filming a documentary about it.
Okay.
They go there, camp, fish, spend the week there. And on their way back, their canoe actually flips.
Okay.
So all 4 of them are in the water. And this is cold September kind of weather, right? Mm-hmm. And then they took the Nanuk hard case and put it underneath the lady, and then floated her out the lake to bring her on shore
Oh, wow.
Because the lady had a hard time swimming.
Sure.
They're all really cold.
Yeah.
And then not that our hard cases are meant to float, and we don't advertise it that way.
Sure.
But it was a holy smokes moment, and that we kind of got all a little choked up to kind of hear
that
the end result. So we got some pictures of that event, and they finally got some medic that flew in and obviously helped them out. So all ended well, but it was pretty cool to see the Nanuk brand involved in there.
That's pretty cool. And is that going to be part of the documentary now?
I don't. I think they're still working on it, but looking forward to see that for sure.
So what's the future looking like? Let's say the next 5-10 years of Nanuk.
We're all about performance, innovation, and also sustainability. We launched last year the very first post-consumer recycled resin hard case. So
saw that. Yes,
it's ultimately. Think of coffee machines, computers that are grinded, recycled, of course, and then melted to become the same performance of resin as our current resin. So reduction of 50% carbon footprint. So there's a big eco-friendly or sustainability presence that we have when it comes to our brand.
And there'd be a move into the future for, I guess the darker cases would probably be easier to do the
good read. So right now, all we can do is black because of the recipes and volume that we do.
Yeah.
But the vision that we have is to expand that and having our whole line made of that resin. So we actually have a local partner up here in Montreal that we work with that supplied that resin. And now we're the first brand that has that post-consumer recycled resin hard case. And the fact that our hard cases are built to last for a lifetime. And have a lifetime warranty. We're not in the fast consumption plastic world. So obviously the carbon footprint there is reduced considerably.
It's going to be tough from a marketing perspective if you can make a one and done case for somebody. How do you sell them another one? Right?
Yeah, it is, and we're cautious of that, right? We don't want to, and back to you asking me kind of values, and the same thing with Nanuk. It's all about innovation and performance, right? We don't do any product out there that's meant to last for a few months or maybe for a year, right? Everything we do is kind of top notch quality, and that's meant to last for a lifetime. So that is part of our mindset for sure.
I remember when Glocks were first coming on the market, and you probably remember, what was it, Die Hard, where they talk about the porcelain gun that's out there and all this misinformation, but people are like, why would I want to get a Glock? I mean, that thing's made of plastic. I want to get something that's reliable, something made out of steel. And now you look at all the firearms out there and all the modern ones that people are carrying, they're a polymer resin. The idea of this plastic, fantastic gun out there that can be as durable or more durable than a steel frame or a traditional material. I think, would that have been one of the challenges you guys have had in the past? Because I think most people, when they're looking at cases now, they're going to be looking at a resin case. They're going to be looking at a hard, heavy use, durable resin case. I don't see too many people going for metal cases that much anymore.
No, yeah, you're right. And I think there's been a shift in the past few years on people looking for good value products that last for a while, right? Especially in the outdoor space. So I think more and more people want to know what they're paying for will last. They're more cautious of that, right? So for a player like us that has this type of offering, I think it makes sense. So I think with that shift now more and more for value and for quality, we fit in that wheelhouse.
Very cool. Anything that we haven't talked about that we should be talking about?
No, I mean, maybe you mentioned about us kind of going what the vision stands for us. We're also looking at new bag collections for more consumer everyday. We're launching an everyday carry. This is a bit of a scoop, but we're launching this July.
You can see one in the background here.
Yeah.
EDC.
Yeah. Well, we see folks that have. We talk about working remote, like you do with your setup,
Sure.
right? And you bring your laptop, or some folks that work from home 2 days a week, so carry their valuables day in, day out, right?
Totally.
But really, we felt in the market, no really other bag could kind of satisfy the fact that protect your equipment, so mobilize it, be timeless, and still that fashion sense. So it comes in Nanuk, where we're launching our EDC line this summer, and that's just more of a footprint for us, or a step forward into having, as I mentioned earlier, more of the brand in more consumers' hands. So for us, going to EDC is kind of a step toward that.
Yeah, and you got some more stylish ones too. You got a roll top I was looking at, and
Yeah. Well, we have three sizes. We'll have a tote, a 26 liter, and the 35 that you had here in front of you is more of a travel bag for like a 3 or 4 day. 26 liter is more for a 1-2 day travel, and tote's kind of that urban feel. And we're also launching a new first aid kit. We did well with our empty first aids.
Yes.
Obviously, having a package solution is obviously much more convenient for folks. So we're launching 3 sizes here for first aid. So that's a pretty cool launch too. That's coming up this summer.
So the number of people that reached out and contacted me who said, I love the first aid kit. Where do I get all the guts for it?
There you go.
There it is. And they can get it with the guts. They can get it without the guts. They can supplement it how they want put whatever. Because, a first aid kit can be pretty personal. But for a lot of people, they don't put all of that thought into it. They just want something that works, that they can pick up, they can go, they know it's protected, and it works. So there it is. And when is that coming out?
Well, actually, just last week we just launched the first wave in Canada. Not available yet in the U.S. But that just launched literally last week. But I'd love to hear about kind of your 2 cents about the industry, what's coming, even whether Nanuk or not, it doesn't have to be. But what do you see? Is there any shifts in the firearm hunting community? Like, what are you seeing right now in the market?
Yeah, I see things go through cycles. So I'm seeing, of course, COVID encouraged a lot of people to get outside. And with that, there's also an aesthetic to how people get outside. So what I'm seeing is a change in the aesthetic to how people will interact with nature. It's one thing to have kit that'll get out there and it'll do the job. It's another thing to have kit out there that says something about you. And so that's sort of what I'm seeing as a shift in the outdoor space is a higher emphasis on what a product says about the end user. If its core values align with the individual's core values. I mean, Simon Sinek, you probably aware of him and his Golden Circle and the why, right? And how you build it out. But I think aside from being a very good salesman, because he's a good orator and a good salesman, but he's got a keen insight into that. People want to get into products either because this is one that they could afford, it's the cheapest one out there, it's purely price point, or more and more what I'm seeing is it's going to be something that'll be around for a while. It says something about them, and it's got an aesthetic that speaks to them. So that would be, and that delves down into like even just hunting camouflage colors. There's a greater emphasis towards neutral tones instead of camo patterns, because it used to be, well, you're not wearing this year's camouflage pattern, you're totally out, right? So and now you got something a more kind of nostalgic feel, earth tones that generations down the road can wear and still do the job. And I see that with, I look in your market as well. You're building things that are going to be around for a lifetime, for a generation. So it's got to look good, it's got to be aesthetic, and it's got to say something about the individual. Because the cases aren't, if you want to buy a cheap case that's going to break the first time you use it, these aren't them. They're going to be a couple bucks to get them, but it says something. You're making it with recycled materials. That's going to speak to a demographic out there that says, well, I care about those values.
Yeah, I think I mentioned earlier, we see that same shift, consumers asking for that type of product. I mean, our challenge, not to bring it back to us, but is to scale it, right?
Sure.
How do you communicate? I mean, and this is every kind of growing brand has the same challenge. It's nothing new here. But yeah, it's a bit of a journey. I mean, we're confident that this is the best that's out there. It's making sure that more and more folks know about it, and then it's a magic recipe to promote that, right?
Well, I've always been a firm believer, and mind you, I've done much smaller scale business, but I've never looked at the money. I've looked at the end user and the product and what are they getting? What do they need? How do I give it to them? How do I give it in the best possible way? And I'm constantly looking, is there a better way, right? What are the core values? Because you never deviate from those core values. And it's like when we bring new staff on, General Patton says, don't tell a person how to do something. Tell them what you'd like to see achieved. Let them surprise you with the results. So I'll tell them the same thing. I say, I'm not a micromanager. If you want somebody who's going to be over top of you every single day, giving you direction, fair enough. Everyone's got different types. That's not going to be my style. I'll be here to guide and help and ask questions, but I say General Patton's quote, and I say the only caveats I put on there, it's got to be legal and it's got to be ethical, right? So don't surprise me in a way that's not legal, it's not ethical, right? And that way, if we have the core values, like you're saying, if you know what it is you're aiming for as a team, it makes for a much more productive work environment.
Yeah. How do you guide someone to the right product, or whether it's firearms or kind of protective equipment? Like, what's your kind of way of making sure that person has the right product in their hand?
It always depends on how they ask me. So if they ask me, what do I use? I'll tell them what I use. And I'll ask if they want to know why, right? They might say yes, they might say no. If they say, what's the best thing for me? Well, then there's going to be a question period, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So in guiding somebody forward, okay, I mean, I get it. When you're brand new to an activity or brand new to something, it's like it can be overwhelming. It's like, I just want to go outside and hunt, let's say. Or I just want to go out and fish. Oh, what kind of fish are you looking for? Are you fishing with gear, or are you fishing on the fly, right? Are you spay fishing? Are you single hand? Or are you... And you can get so granular in it. So I just, I'll ask the person what it is that they're hoping to achieve. What do they like to do, and what is it they currently have, and then I'll try and guide them in that direction down there. I'll tend to tell why I use certain things, and then the reason why, so they can try and make a decision around there. But sometimes, I mean, not every pair of boots is going to be the best. I've had people recommend boots to me, and I've returned them immediately. I've had other ones where I hike down the mountain, and when I take them off, aside from all the rain pouring out of them, they're just blood coming out, right? So same with packs. Every pack's going to be different for different people.
Sure.
So I think people get stuck in the what is the best, and they can get the analysis paralysis on Google, the this versus this, or
the AI, right?
Right. Tell me this versus this, right? So, and most expensive doesn't always mean the best. In like we're doing courses, and people say, well, this course is longer, it must be better. Well, not necessarily. Length of time doesn't equal quality of instruction. I remember I was called into the Justice Institute in BC to audit their courses, and they did a course over a couple of weeks. So 2 courses that they put together as one course over a couple of weeks. And the level, people loved it. The fact that they're going to the JI, but when they finish a course, there are a lot of negative reviews, and they didn't know why. So that's why they called me in to help audit it. And the reality was that their instructors were well-intentioned and well-meaning, but they tried to drag something on longer with a whole bunch of misinformation and stuff that it didn't serve the end user. So there's a balance that needs to be found.
Yeah, I think we're in the same mindset as to trying to figure out what are the small things that make people tick, right? And that and making sure we put the right product in the right hands. So it's always especially when as you're growing, there's obviously a bigger fan base, bigger consumer base you're trying to serve. So I think it's always making sure that people are served properly.
You brought up something funny. So you said you looked at AI to get into this podcast and come up with a couple questions. So of course I did the same thing, and I'm like, give me a psychographic and with profile and put this whole thing together. I was told by somebody else, they're talking about the future of AI in dating apps, and they say you can create an avatar that has all of your likes and personality and all your profile. And your AI avatar can have a conversation with the other person's AI avatar. And if they have a good interaction, then maybe you two might want to talk in person.
Wow.
I'm like,
no thanks.
So we could be having 2 AI avatars having a podcast here?
I mean, probably, right? I mean, the AI will probably know so much about the brand and about the person, you know? So in some ways, yeah. I mean, that's kind of
that is scary,
we'd probably have it in the metaverse, and then we'd be, the whole experience.
I think it's all those imperfections, though, that make up the interaction. I mean, this human factor that we're having right now, like I'll record podcasts through apps and online, and I got to edit them afterwards because there's like a 5-second delay, or someone says something funny, and then someone else starts talking, and in 5 seconds a laugh comes in, and there's a disconnect. You don't have this real connection of the temperature in the room, the real human. And I think as creatures, we need that.
Yeah.
I really do. In the same way that looking at a picture of the forest has been shown to help bring a person's stress down, being in the forest actually brings it down a heck of a lot more, right?
Yeah. Agreed. I think, one of the core values we have here at Nanuk as well is our people. And I think to nurture that, it's become more of a, I wouldn't say a science, but harder to do so, right? Again, with more and more ways to disconnect now and being online. And so I think as a leader, as a company, you almost have to force that connection, the human connection, more so than ever. You and I could have this talk on Teams, right? It could have, I'm sure you do have some. Sometimes it's more, it's easier because you have some people traveling, you're traveling. Yeah. But as you said, to have that in person, I think is it just can't be replicated.
I find people have pushback to that because people start building up anxiety over social interactions.
Yeah.
And trying to force an event can be like, okay, like I've done that before. Okay, we're having a barbecue, we're doing stuff, and everyone's like, like, how do you make those human events something that you either find the right team,
right,
or like how do you do it? Like, you've got a bunch of people here that are working with you.
Maybe fortunate to we have like a smaller team, so I've at least here at Nanuk, we haven't had that challenge to. Having folks not want to be present, right? If anything, there almost seems to be not a craving, but like a desire to have that human connection,
right?
And then it's more of the team that we have right now. But you're right though that now unfortunately more and more folks have that social anxiety, and I think you definitely have to consider that in the mix, right? I said forcing people to come together. I would never force somebody who's not comfortable.
You said it. It's on the record.
who would not want to be in a social environment to go, right? Yes. I think maybe that the right word is not forcing, but encouraging. It's creating those spaces, those events. You talked about Tim Cook. I remember reading Steve Jobs' biography where the way that he's designed the new Apple headquarters. It's a massive center or circle, but then wherever you go, you always have to cross this center of the office. I might be misquoting it, but I'm really sure that. But even though that makes sense, so how can you encourage folks to at least interact? You don't want to create necessarily a massive linear building where you stay in your cubicle in and out, right? How can you have ways to? You're not forcing them to go to a room and to interact, but a coffee machine is a classic, but how can you have folks that maybe not work in the same department interact with each other?
Yeah.
So, create some paths to encourage it.
That's social design through architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much, right?
Totally is. Yeah. It's like you're in a high-risk neighborhood and they blast classical music outside, or they set places up where you don't really have any blind spots or people, and crime gets reduced.
Yeah. So I think it's our job to at least think of that, right? Because people by nature likely will be more, they're not even anxious, but more in their own bubble. And I think today's human nature is not as prompt to talk to a stranger at a coffee shop, right? And
no, not in North America.
Yeah. Unfortunately so. So I think it's our job, whether it's at work or in your communities or family, to encourage it in any way we can.
I think so. I think that's an important thing to try and raise awareness of, whether through example or just through talking about it. I keep going back to that Harvard study, 80 years, longest study on happiness that was ever been done. They came back, they follow people through all different demographics, psychographics, ethnicities, religious backgrounds, whatever. And they said the number one predictor of happiness in all of these people is strong social connections. Yeah. And our current social media and the way that it's set up is specifically designed in a way to monopolize your time in front of the screen.
Yeah.
And if you're socializing, it's by you texting back and forth, and you get, they said hi back, or they give me a like, or they liked whatever.
It's a relationship now, yeah.
Right, and it totally is, and you're just seeing the best parts of people, or in sometimes the worst parts, because people are just complaining, whatever it might be. But it's not the real parts, because the real parts are somewhere in between that. It's not always going to be terrible. It's not always going to be fantastic. You're going to trip and fall, and you're going to get up again, and like that's life. That's reality. And I think that's that is an important part about what I'm trying to do with the Silvercore Club and with the podcast, is to be able to just encourage people to get outside, encourage people to go out and put the screens down for a bit or interact with each other.
And you've done a great job, right? I mean, it's ultimately a big community that you're building that's like-minded folks, and yeah, I mean, to have that, I think, human connection and creating that space, I think, is crucial. So kudos to you, on doing your part in the.
Well, it's always it's a work in progress.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a lot of really good people on board, which I'm really fortunate, like you here,
right.
you here.
Yeah, partners. I think, and back to you saying, the importance of folks choosing a brand, understanding what they stand for. I think we're in that same mindset to find partners that are like-minded, that share the same values. And that have a kind of a partnership to continue and grow those communities, and we like to think all for the better, right?
It's one of these things, and I've had a difficult time navigating that one because I value the relationship more than I value the money that comes out of it, because I've long since learned that success, happiness, money, whatever you want to put on there, is a byproduct of a strong relationship. It's not the other way around. You don't have a strong relationship because the money's really good. Or I mean, some of the worst times, number one, if there's no money coming in, it can bring out the worst in people. If there's lots of money coming in, watch out, even worse, right?
No, it should never be the driver of a relationship, right? Same thing for, friends and family, and it's never a good mix.
Yeah, so I've always had a difficult time with that, where it's just like, you know what, I'm not even going to bother looking at the money. I'm not going to look. What can we develop together? Does it fuel what I want to do? Does it make me feel good? And I don't know, let the accountants deal with the rest of it. But it seems to work out if you put your head and heart into building a quality product and having quality relationships. The rest kind of unfolds as it should.
Yeah.
And if they're not, if you all of a sudden those twinges come up and it's just not the right, you can try and course correct, or okay, maybe this isn't. We're not on the same course anymore.
Don't force it.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
And here we are.
I love it. Okay. Anything else? AI say anything else you should be asking?
No. You're good. No, I think I've covered all what's in my head.
Okay.
But thanks for this. It's fun.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, likewise.